Hi, Becky.
Hi, Bonnie. How
How
are
are
you?
you today?
Oh, I'm wonderful.
It looks like you have some good stuff there.
I do. I do. And it's a beautiful day outside. What a beautiful fall day.
It is, and time for pumpkin anything.
Yep, and that's what we're doing today.
Okay,
Um,
what are we doing today? Tell me, tell me, tell me.
we're doing a pumpkin spiced muffins, and it only takes 3 ingredients, just 3. We're doing a 3-ingredient ravioli bake. It's called the lazy lasagna. 3 ingredients. That's all it takes.
I like
And
this.
then And then this time of year, I love my pumpkin spice lattes from Starbucks.
Oh,
But I went through the other day and they're like, $6. Like, I can't do that. So I'm making a spice that goes in my coffee just like that.
oh, does it taste the same? Have you tried it yet?
I have. It's really good.
Because I love those too. And
I
you're
don't buy, yeah, I don't buy the whipped cream because I'm just afraid I'll eat it all.
right.
So I suffer a little bit.
Everything pumpkin, anything pumpkin, I'm good with. So are we starting with dessert first today?
We
As
will.
normal? Okay. How easy is this 3 ingredient muffins?
You would think so, wouldn't you? The recipe calls for 1 spice cake, 1 box spice cake. I looked 3 stores and there was no spice cake. They must be doing away with the spice cake.
Oh, that's sad because I love
Yeah.
spice cake.
So I went online to see how I could make a yellow cake mix a spice cake. So what you do is you empty your box into a bowl, your box of yellow cake mix, and then to that you add a 1/2 teaspoon of allspice, and you add 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, and you add 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and you just stir that up in your cake mix.
And so that makes it a spice cake?
That makes it a spice cake.
That's
Yep.
pretty easy.
Yep. So evidently everyone else has found this out and they don't sell spice cake anymore. I couldn't find it. And I looked at 3 different stores.
Okay,
So,
you have to start looking.
yeah. Yeah. So I actually already have one mixed up here.
Okay.
I did that earlier because I baked 1/2 of them. So I've got my cake mix. I've got my spices. So this is my spice cake. Now,
Okay.
if you can find spice cake, just use it. You don't need the extra spices. So this is 1 ingredient, even though I had to make it.
We understand. We gotcha.
And then all you do to this dry cake mix is you add 1 cup of water and you add 1 can of pumpkin, 1 15-ounce. I think they're all the small ones.
Like the regular size can, right?
Yeah, and all you do is add those to your cake mix and you mix it up and it comes out really nice. It looked really good when it went in the oven. It looked good coming out of the oven too.
So that 1 cup of water that you added is actually for half the recipe, right?
No, this was actually 1/2 cup.
Oh, okay. So the cup is for the whole recipe.
Yeah, if I had a whole box of cake mix in here, I would add 1 cup of water and 1 whole
In the
can.
whole can. Okay, gotcha.
1/2 can there. I actually had to measure it out earlier to see what 1/2 of the cake mix was.
Thanks for doing that for us. That's a little extra work.
So, well, I didn't want to have double the cake mix, like muffins, because I would eat them and I don't want to eat them.
Does it smell like pumpkin in there?
It does. It does. So I've got it all mixed up. This looks like your muffin mix.
Well, that's pretty easy.
Yeah. And so I have a muffin tin. I just got 6. It'll probably make a few more than 6. This morning it made a few more than 6. So, but we'll do 6. So I find the easiest way to do muffins is use a scoop, because then you get the same amount in each muffin tin or pan. So let's scoop these out. I'm gonna have to give some of these away. I don't know to who.
Well, I'm in Belpre today, just in case you want to know that.
Okay. Like I say, I have enough for probably another one or two, so I'll do that later. But here is our muffins.
Throw those in the magic oven.
Why, and but first of all, I thought, they're a little boring. I can't just be boring. I actually had some raw pumpkin seeds that I had bought for something. And you could do slivered almonds, you could do walnuts, whatever you wanted. I'm just going to sprinkle a few on top before I bake.
Oh, that looks good. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Gives you a little crunch in there too. Okay. So I'm gonna put these into a 350-degree oven for 25 minutes. It says 20 to 25. 20 was just not quite long enough. They were a little spongy.
Okay.
I always test mine when I touch them, and they don't spring back. They're not quite done. If you want to test them with a toothpick, make sure it goes in and comes out clean.
Okay, gotcha. Now,
So,
are those a little bigger than normal muffins? Because that muffin pan looks pretty large.
not really. I did these earlier, and the muffin pins were about the same. But aren't those lovely? Look at
Those
those.
are beautiful. And that's perfect for fall.
It is, and what a treat.
The color and the smell of everything in your kitchen.
You could always do these up. It makes a few more than 12, because I'll have a few more than 12. You could divide them, box some of them up, and take them over and leave them on your neighbor's porch, ring the doorbell and run. But
You're a good neighbor.
Who wouldn't love to have some muffins, right?
No, they look great.
They do look great.
Perfect for fall. Have them straight out of the oven when they're still warm.
Oh, they're wonderful. Just wonderful. Something that I seen this morning that I thought was interesting, the pumpkin I found on sale is Libby's, and I usually buy whatever pumpkin. Make sure it is pure pumpkin.
Okay.
But on top of the lid, it has substitutes. You can substitute pumpkin for things. So you can substitute 1/4 of a cup of pumpkin for an egg and mix, like what we did there. I put no eggs in that.
So you replaced all of the wet ingredients pretty much with pumpkin.
Yep. You can replace 1/2 cup of oil with 1/2 cup of pumpkin. So if you're making pancakes, you could put these in pancakes, muffins, your cake mixes, anything that you have this in. 3/4 cup of pumpkin can replace 1 cup of butter.
Oh, that's a lot of good things. A lot of healthy options that you get.
And these are actually a Weight Watchers muffin. Now, I don't have the pumpkin seed on top calculated in, but according to the internet, these are only 2 points on a Weight Watchers.
Wow.
One muffin.
No.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Yes.
Yeah. And so easy to do.
So easy. Thank you. They look yummy.
Okay. Well, that was dessert.
I like doing dessert first.
Okay. And this is to go with dessert. I'm going to show you what my coffee looks like. I actually made some coffee in a French press. I don't know if you've ever done that, Bonnie. I don't use this very often, but it makes it a little stronger, and I like it a little stronger for this. So all I'm going to do is pour in my coffee.
I don't even know what a French press is.
Right there.
Because I don't drink coffee except for Starbucks or Marietta. Right. Marietta, I go to Stoked.
Yeah. Well, this is actually a little glass pitcher, and it has a little press. And what you do is you put your coffee grounds in the bottom, you add boiling water, and you let it set till you get it as strong as you like. This makes and then when you're done, you just press this down, see it going down?
Mm-hmm.
And it pushes all your grounds to the bottom.
Oh, so it's a stronger coffee.
And so you can pour yourself out a cup of coffee and grinds in it. And this is also, if you don't have electric, I've taken it camping and things like that with me.
No, that's a good idea.
So I've got my coffee, and I'll tell you how I made my pumpkin. This is the pumpkin lovely gooey stuff. They actually call it pumpkin sauce.
Oh.
So I started off on the stove, and I added a half a cup of white sugar and a half a cup of water. And that is called simple syrup. And you put that on a medium heat, and you stir it until that sugar is all melted.
Right.
That's called simple syrup. A lot of times you'll need simple syrups for other things. It's sweet. It's like a real sweet water. That's what it is. And then to that, I added 2/3 cup of pumpkin. And I used my Libby's this morning, 2/3 cup of pumpkin. I used one 14-ounce can of condensed sweet milk.
There's where all the yummy gooiness comes from.
It's really sweet, so you want to use it sparingly. And then to that, I added a half a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. And then I added 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and I turned my heat down a little lower, and I kept stirring for 1 to 2 minutes, just till it was all combined.
Okay.
And then I let it cool, and then I poured it in my jar. Now what I'll do with my jar is, I'll use what I want today, and then I'll put a lid on it and put it in the refrigerator, and it'll last for a week or more.
Oh.
So let me put a little bit of this yummy stuff in there. Oh, now see, you could add half and half too if you want it, but I don't think I want half and half. Just a second, I'll tell you what it tastes like.
That looks like a good combination. Now you use the whole can of sweetened condensed milk?
Yes. Oh, that's so good. Oh my, little whipped cream on that. I could drink 2 or 3 of those.
It's mostly sweetened condensed milk and pumpkin, mostly. A little sugar thrown in there, little spices.
Yeah, but this is just beautiful.
That's great. You can use that every day in your coffee for like the next week.
Yep, and you can also put it in your tea and make like a chai tea, a pumpkin chai tea.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so yum.
Have that with one of the muffins, and you will be all set.
Oh, it'd be perfect, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Outside, we'll get to that in a minute.
That's a good, you'll have to send that recipe because that looks really good for coffee drinkers.
Yeah, it is really good. And you can use any coffee. You can, your pot in the morning, and you can ice that too. If you pour your coffee over ice and then add this, it makes a really good iced pumpkin latte.
Ooh,
really.
That's a good idea too.
Yeah.
You've got all kinds of creative ideas happening today.
Hey, pumpkin got me inspired. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is our main dish. We're going to do a 3-ingredient ravioli bake. Now, sometimes you just don't want to get that involved in lasagna. And this is so easy, so easy. Now, I did add an extra ingredient. I browned some hamburger. So I add a little hamburger. Now, your ravioli, I got it in the freezer section, and you keep it frozen. You don't thaw it out before you do this.
Okay, so start out with frozen ravioli.
Yes,
Okay.
and they had ravioli that was filled with spinach. They had it filled with hamburger. They had it filled with this is filled with cheese.
Ooh.
But you could do anything, spice it up a little. Okay, let's spray.
Kroger's?
I did this one, yes.
Okay.
But you can get it anywhere in your frozen food section. I'm going to spray my pan just to keep it from sticking. Okay, in the bottom of my pan, I'm going to add, all I bought was marinara sauce. It's just off-the-shelf marinara sauce. And again, you could
Nothing
switch
fancy, just sauce.
Yep. You could switch this up to like garlic. They make a spaghetti sauce with garlic. They make spaghetti sauce with basil. You can do anything you want. This is the one that it called for and that I'm going to use.
Okay.
So let me put some of this in the bottom of my pan. And this just sort of makes a bed for it. Okay. And then on this, I'm just going to take my ravioli. And of course, this is ravioli. It's square. I was going to try to put it in a round pan, and it didn't work.
No, you can't do that.
You just lay them in the bottom.
Those are pretty big.
They are pretty big. I couldn't get, on the bottom, I couldn't get 4 across, so I'll lay 3 across, and then the second one I got 4 across. So let's go ahead and just lay them in the bottom. On top of this, I'm going to put a little more of my sauce.
Okay.
I'm just going to cover them with it. Just cover it up. And I love lasagna. I don't know about you, Bonnie, but I love lasagna.
It looks like a pretty close second.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
I've actually put this in the crock pot and let it cook for like 3 or 4 hours. It was delicious. It was delicious. Okay, on top of this, I'm just going to put some of my hamburger. Now, the recipe didn't call for this, but it's just a little extra. So let me sprinkle some hamburger. Yeah, because I wanted it. I wanted it a little meaty. So I got some hamburger. And then on top of that, I'm going to spread some mozzarella cheese. Now, it calls for 2 cups of mozzarella cheese. I have no idea what I'm adding, so I'll just add it.
That's your prerogative as the chef. You can do whatever you want.
Now, we're going to put 2 layers. So if you're using 2 cups of cheese, put 1 cup on each layer so that you've got enough cheese. And I think this was a 4 cups, so when I get done, it'll be right. I'll use 4 cups instead of 2 cups.
In 2 pans. Yeah.
Okay, so I got my cheese. So I've done my sauce, my ravioli, my meat, my cheese. I'm going to start all over again. Let's add another thing of ravioli. How many of these I've got? I think I've got enough to do 4 because my pan gets a little bigger as I get to the top.
Gotcha. So that's all going to cook together and it'll all be
yummy.
Nice and yummy.
It will be nice and yummy. Okay. So I've got all my ravioli in there. And again, the next step is my sauce. So let me spread that over top. And this is the last layer, so you can use the rest of your sauce. And it'll cook down through if you've got it a little heavy.
Right, it'll all cover up.
It will cover up. And I think the sauce is what makes it, I don't know, come together. It's like the glue. Okay.
You can see it all soaking down in through that lasagna or the raviolis while you're throwing it on there.
I know.
Looks pretty yummy.
It does look pretty yummy. And of course, on top of that, I'm going to layer my hamburger. And like I say, you could do sausage. You could do a mixture of sausage and hamburger. If you wanted a little spicier, you could add some oregano and basil and garlic, which I'm not going to ask garlic today.
It's a really good base to put anything extra on there that you want.
Sure, and really it's just 3 ingredients: your cheese, your ravioli, and your sauce. And then you can add whatever you want. Okay, so I've got another layer, so let me put cheese on top. Oh, who doesn't love cheese, right?
You don't have a huge mess left over or anything. It's just quick and easy.
Yep. And it's bakes in a 400-degree oven, and it took I took 30 minutes with foil on, and then 15 minutes with foil off. So 45 minutes it was done. So on top of this, I'm going to add just a little bit of Parmesan cheese. It just adds a little different flavor.
Just for fun.
Just for fun.
Throw that on there.
Okay. So here we are. It's ready to go in the oven.
And it looks like a masterpiece, like you spent hours putting that all together.
Hey, and it tastes like a masterpiece, believe me.
Well, that's what we like.
And I'm going to spray the top of my foil.
Oh, I never would have thought of that.
It just keeps it from sticking, the cheese sticking to the top. So let me cover up my lasagna or my ravioli, and it's all ready for the oven. And guess what? I have a magic oven.
You have a magic oven.
Here it is. Ta-da! Different pan too.
It's even a magic dish that changed colors.
It is. Isn't that beautiful?
That looks amazingly good. Yes.
Yeah.
Are you going to cut it?
I am. Just a minute. I think to go with this, though, I think I'm going to do a salad. There's just so much here and not enough vegetables. So let's do I did a quick salad. I went ahead and did it up. What I did is I just went to my refrigerator. I looked around to see what I had. And I had some iceberg lettuce. And so I chopped it up and put it in the bottom. I had some tomatoes a friend had given me, so I put tomatoes on there. I put a little bit of cheddar cheese. And then I had cooked some eggs earlier today. And so I sliced eggs on top.
I love eggs. I love eggs in salad.
Yep. And I'm going to cut an avocado just because I love avocado. So I'm going to cut an avocado up. And of course, remember, we cut around, we twist it, and it comes out with the pit. And then I will matter of fact, I think I'm going to put the whole avocado. Because my husband's not fond of avocado, so I'll put it on my half.
Oh. That is my half. That would be my half.
I love avocado.
So do I. That's one of my favorite things.
I might as well put all of it on there, huh? And you just put your knife and twist, and the avocado pit comes out.
It's the world's perfect food.
It is. It is. And the fats in an avocado is so good for you. This is just really good. It has omega-3. It's really good for you. So let me plop some more of that on there. That's my side. Come back here. Okay. So I think we have lunch.
You have lunch and dinner and maybe even breakfast tomorrow morning with some muffins and coffee.
Coffee, you're right.
You've got it all covered for the next 24 hours.
I do. Let's go ahead and top this ravioli out and see what it looks like.
Oh, I want to see that. It should be easy to cut too because you have little squares.
Yeah, it sort of cooks together. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, that looks good though. It looks fabulous.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to eat that. The little cheese pockets are there and the little crunchy side. Now, I do have a little bit of fresh basil, so I'm just going to tear up some fresh basil on my piece. Why not?
That looks so good.
So there we are.
I can imagine what your kitchen smells like right now. Lasagna and pumpkin all together.
It's wonderful. And basil. So let me scoop out some salad. Whoops, look here, all that avocado.
Oh, how did that happen? It all fell on your plate.
Better put a couple more pieces. So there, I have a complete lunch. I have my ravioli lasagna, and I've got a nice salad, and I'll grab some salad dressing out of the refrigerator. And then for dessert, I have a whole pan of pumpkin muffins.
You're killing me.
And then, of course, the best part is my pumpkin coffee.
Your pumpkin coffee. That is, I'll be over. I'll just be over.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Let me taste one of these raviolis and tell you what it tastes like. Oh, you see the cheese and the meat? Oh, yummy. Oh, Bonnie.
This is so not fair. I'm starving right now. And you're making it worse. It looks so good.
This is so easy. If you got family coming over, you could have this prep in less than an hour, along with the muffins.
I think so. That's something even like my grandson would eat quickly because anything that's lasagna, spaghetti kind of related, he would eat. So,
and that has
perfect. And you have enough lasagna to last you for a while.
It does, unless I give some away. I'm going to eat a muffin. I'll tell you what they taste like.
Are they good and moist? Are they moist? Yes.
Very moist. Look at that.
Yeah, it looks good. I want that warm with a little bit of butter on it.
And the flavor is just delicious. I don't miss that spice cake at all. It's just perfect. Let me wash it down. That's wonderful.
You have a really good lunch.
I do have a good lunch.
Are we going to do something really yummy for next week?
We are. my brother, I told you a couple weeks ago, my brother got an air fryer. So him and I is going to get together and attempt some recipes I found. I have never worked with an air fryer before. So we're going to try a few recipes and we'll come up with something really fun.
Is your brother going to
next
be on
week
with you?
I wish, but he's a little bashful with the camera.
Aw, too bad. Well, that's exciting. We can try to learn something new next week.
Yeah, he's the brains, I'm the looks. So there you go.
I like that. Well, that'll be fun for next week. Thanks for coming and cooking for us again this week, and always wonderful, yummy stuff that we love.
And you know, this is healthy. I mean, there's things that you don't want to overdo, but you know, all of the salad and the pumpkin and it's just healthy and it's good and it's satisfying for a full day. So we just want to keep healthy, independent, and productive.
We're going to bring hip to Belfry, aren't we?
We are. We are.
Thank you. We'll see you again next week. And I love it.
Okay.
It's wonderful.
It's wonderful. I
enjoy.
Wish you were here, Bonnie.
Yeah, I wish I was too.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Becky.